Peace, water, her family. This is going to be a divine feminine reading. Keep in mind, this is open for men and women, non-binaries. This is just energy that we are connecting with, the feminine energy today. It is currently 5:55 p.m., so I am excited to see what these messages hold for the divine feminine energy, to see where we are at or what advice we need to connect deeper with this energy at this time. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment as well. Let me know where you're from, most importantly. And tap into my website and email me if you're interested in a private reading. We also are starting toe readings. So I will be adding this to my website very soon so you guys can be reminded. But my YouTube family, you guys are learning about this first. And yeah, email me. Also, if you're in the Dallas, Texas area, I will be having an in-person location very, very soon for you guys to come get your Reiki, soul coaching, toe reading sessions with me, and for me more stuff. So I'm excited to grow with you all and to connect and spread this beautiful, supportive energy up on your journeys as you awaken and step into your divine purpose that God intends you to do. So before we begin this divine feminine energy reading, let's start with a prayer. Thank you, Mother, Father, God, and Goddess, for using me as a conduit of truth, clarity, and unconditional love. Thank you for my life. Thank you for the life of the collective that is connecting and watching me. Thank you for blessing us with purpose, with passion, with positivity, with strength, with belief in ourselves at this time, to be in alignment with our mission as you intended us to be. Thank you for helping us with focus. Thank you for renewing us and healing us of anything that's been holding us back. And thank you for helping us release. I invite Archangel Michael into my frequency to protect and shield me and my collective from any low vibrational, dark, demonic, witchcraft, hexes, spells, and curses sent against us, our path, our destiny, our purpose, our abilities, our gifts, and this message. Thank you for covering us and defending us and protecting our birthright. So it is. Amen. Damn, it just be feeling brighter. I'll be like, dang, yes, we've connected. This morning, Divine Feminines, I woke up from a dream of me in a circle praying. And it was a man who started leading it, but I was like next to him chanting. And I was chanting Jesus. And I know most spiritual people want to claim to not be religious, but I do feel like it's important to know whatever spiritualist you're working with, where their beliefs stem from, to make sure it is in alignment with you and your soul's purpose. Because although I'm a spiritualist, I very much am a believer in Christ's consciousness, in the compassionate heart of Christ. I may not be a propaganda follower, of the ways that Christ has been spoken about. But if you truly, genuinely study the origins, history, the feminines, okay? There was a goddess in here yesterday I was connecting with. Her name is Thecla. Let me put y'all on her. Thecla, the prophetess of true power. Go read about her story. But she, back in like BCE or CE, one of those ancient times, she was a follower of Christ, and she was a feminine representation of this walk, of this path, of this healing power and this ability. Okay, and I resonate with that. I resonate with being on that path of light, of that path of compassion, of helping humanity, of healing, of creativity, of art, of wisdom. And it's so important for you all to always check the spiritualists that you work with beliefs. Somebody asked me in this way, and I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again, because I really teach all my clients, like, you need to use discernment when working with spiritualists. Energy exchanges are important, and you want to know what you're exchanging with or what you're allowing into your frequency. So this man, before deciding to work with me, asked me, like, are you Inki or Inlil? Inli. I don't know how to pronounce Inlil, but it's spelled Inki, Enki, or Enlil, Enlil. And basically it breaks down these two paths that serve two different purposes, as I'm describing. And so I resonate with Inky for other terminologies. But yes, I woke up from being in a prayer circle in my dream this morning. I was praying for someone, and I was leading it next to a man who was doing the prayer, but I was chanting. And there was just a lot of profound healing going on. So I do feel like community, coming together, unity, using our light amongst each other is going to be so important for our feminines. And I'm not just saying feminines as women, but feminine in the energy of both of us. We all have masculine and feminine energies, but utilizing the power of our inner feminine to express this inner light, this inner gift of being able to heal and support each other on our awakening journeys. So yeah, tap into Thekla. Go read about her story. Thekla. And she says, I call my power back from all times and places. I am my own. And her story was very fascinating to me. You know what? She just wants me to go ahead and read about her. Just to give you a little background of Thekla. Because we don't often hear about women in the path of Christ and their influence. But I have a whole philanthropy book of people studying the influence of women in religion, of all religions. Because I like to study all of them. But in particular, she was related to the Christian background. And hold on, we're going to find Miss Thekla because her story really moved me because, yeah, here it is. Who she is. Thekla represents the ability to call back all of our power. The Acts of Paul and Thekla dates back to the 2nd century, though some scholars believe its Greek composition could be from as early as 70 CE. It relates a young woman's call to a life of teaching and healing in the Christ movement in Asia Minor, which today is considered Turkey. Thekla, daughter of Theosilia, I may be pronouncing that, I apologize. At age 17, overhears, so Thekla, at age 17, overhears Paul teaching about Christ. She stays rooted in place at her window for 3 days. She won't miss a word. Her mother had arranged for her to be married, so when Thekla feels called to begin her own ministry, she is sentenced to burn for refusing to be a bride. Just as the flames are surrounding her, though, she makes the sign of the cross, and a huge storm puts out the fire. She finds Paul, cuts her hair short, and tells him, only give me the seal of Christ, and no trial will touch me. He suggests that she isn't ready for baptism yet. Shortly after, a president of the Council of Syria tries to take Thekla in the streets to be his bride. She tears off his cloak and takes the crown from his head and publicly shames him for trying to take her without consent. She is then sentenced to death by wild beasts. In the arena, all the women protest judgment of Thekla, proclaiming her innocence. A huge lioness enters the arena, approaches Thekla, and then licks her feet and bows before her. Thekla enters the pool in the arena that is filled with wild sea lions. The women fear she will be killed, but she declares, in the name of Jesus Christ, I baptize myself. Suddenly, she is shielded and protected by a great ring of fire. A glowing white robe suddenly appears on her body. Paul tells her, go and teach the word of God. It is recorded in the Acts of Paul and Thekla that she lived until 90 and enlightened many. Her ministry proves the existence of female authority in the early Christian church. So that was very profound to me because like I'm saying, like I believe in that path of Christ. I believe in that path of choosing that consciousness to help others heal and ascend on their journeys and to enlighten them. And we don't hear often these stories of these female authorities that were in the position of leading Christ, of being teachers of Christ, and spiritually having these gifts and powers as well. Even though they're there, they've been there. We see it. It happens, but it's just not as praised or put in the spotlight as the male authorities have been. But I probably will find this philanthropist book and do some studying again on the female authorities and influences on the religious background of Christianity. All right. But anyways, I'm talking to my feminines. We're definitely in alignment with that. Like I said, I woke up to me from a dream of me in a prayer circle, and I was connecting with that energy of Jesus, or, Yeshua. And it was truly beautiful. Truly beautiful. Having that power and connection to God, to a higher source. And yes, so feminines, call all your power back to you right now in this moment. I call all my power back to me from all places, times, and dimensions. People, I am my own power. I am my own. Because that's what Thecla had to realize. She kept trying to go to somebody else to baptize her and cover her, but she reclaimed her power and she baptized herself, and it worked. Her spirit man stood up and covered her from being devoured by wild beasts. So yeah, that was powerful. Okay, we're just gonna go with the flow because that was not what I intended, but that was definitely inspired and that was beautiful. Because yeah, go learn about Thecla. Some of you guys are definitely daughters of the Son, daughters of Christ, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. Because I want to talk on that, like spirituality. I really don't appreciate people who try to put down Christianity just because they're spiritual. Religion and spirituality is supposed to work together, honestly. It's not supposed to be you choose this or you choose that. They're supposed to work together. Religion is simply a spiritual belief system that is meant to help you foster a connection to your spiritual connection to God. It's not supposed to, it's supposed to work together, spirituality and religion. But there's a lot of woke people, we'll call, and maybe just people who follow different pathways and beliefs, and that's perfectly fine. But I just don't, I don't put down voodoo. I don't put down anybody else's choice of path, Ifa, all of that. Like, I don't put down anybody's Hinduism, Buddhism, whatever they believe in. I don't put down anybody's path at all whatsoever. But some reason, the path of Christianity is constantly bashed, spoken down upon, misrepresented, and just considered to be a huge bluff when there is more ancient information out there that some people just have not searched and sought after. But if you seek, and you will find that just like all these other goddesses that are coming out to be guidances to us, they all come from different parts of the world, and they come from different paths and different belief systems, but all of them have a relationship to God in some form or matter. So there is no reason to sit here and bash Christianity just because mainstream Christianity, which I can agree it has some flaws and has been misused in ways. But if you are a seeker of truth, you will study that Bible through your own eyes and ask God to give you insight and understand the word, or seek the books that have been taken out of the Bible. You will do your diligence to research and find and pray for knowledge, pray for clarity, pray for wisdom, pray to be guided on that, because it's not up to man to tell you what to believe, how to form that relationship to God. You're introduced to everything, but you don't know anything until you seek it, right? So, yeah, I don't appreciate people who try to put down the word Jesus, because, baby, when them demons be trying to pop up, and they do, ain't shit mess with me when I say Jesus. Like, oh, and I realized that at a very young age, as a kid, when I would have certain night terrors, and my family, who comes from a Native American background and teaches me other things too, outside of religion, but they taught me about spirituality. So I grew up understanding Baptist Christianity and spirituality, meditation, crystals, herbs, all the things that are probably, I grew up in this background. And even then, when I would learn how to chant and use certain words, My family taught me how to chant the word Jesus. So in my dreams, when I would have night terrors as a kid, I would say Jesus, and everything would just surrender from trying to put fear in me. Everything would vanish. Everything would leave. Ultimately, like there was a light that word carries. So anybody who tries to bash that name, I'm like, all right, clearly we see where you dwell, but but don't bash somebody else's path or a real true ascended master. You can't deny that that is an energy of a descended master, and that there is real teachings and history and so much you can dig, and find. But people don't want to dig. They just want to jump on the bandwagon and be like, yeah, this is all fake. This is all, a bluff. I went through trauma in the church. Okay, all right. That ain't got nothing to do with God. That ain't got nothing to do with the word in which, you came here to learn and study on your own. People are flawed. Yes, people abuse information. People abuse each other and all this witchcraft stuff too. Don't you see how they throw witchcraft at each other every day just because somebody said something they didn't like? But okay, so yeah, there be snakes in the church. Hell yeah, there be snakes in the church. Yes, yes. There be people who do witchcraft in the church. Yes, yes, yes. Believe it or not, yes. But that has nothing to do with the word of God and the way that you're meant to form a relationship to that. If you're truly a seeker of knowledge. Anyways, off that tangent, but yeah, it was beautiful. I had some beautiful dreams, and I'm just here to put a word out about that because, yeah, I'm a spiritualist, but I know what I'm working on. I know what I'm using my gifts and my purpose for, and always, always, always check, man or woman, whoever you are, with where people are operating from, because some people are really operating in the dark, and they're trying to blend in, and they're trying to look like they're serving the light, but they're honestly serving the destruction of humanity and manipulating humanity. I do not believe in love spells, money spells, none of that. I believe in prayer. I believe in protection. I believe in, going straight to source, baby. If you got the privilege to connect with the higher source, you know what I mean. But some people have to go to that lower will and manipulate reality and do all kinds of sacrificing and all, whatever, but I ain't here to judge nobody, but I'm just like, y'all ain't about to talk down on the word Jesus, because that is some ancient energy, and people don't know the ancient representation of Christ. They don't know that, but there is more to seek, and you will find. All right, so we got the goddess Margaret Perret. I'm just going to ignore these distractions. I might be mispronouncing her name, but Margaret Perret, the mystic of divine love. Love is divine, and I am nothing except love. That's beautiful. We also have Joanne of Arc, the warrior of light. I have a still like faith in myself. The angels armor me with conviction. So these are affirmations you can write down. And then we have Parvati. Okay. And ironically, there's 3 drops here. But Parvati, I might be saying that wrong, I'm sorry. The goddess of devotion. I am a love that doesn't leave. When I commit to love, my soul evolves. So I'm a love that doesn't leave. When I commit to love, my soul evolves. I have a still like faith in myself. The angels armor me with conviction. And then we have the mystic of divine love. Love is divine. I am nothing except love. All right. Let's get some personal. I want to find their messages because I want to give honor to who these goddesses are. But I love that the goddess of devotion, the warrior of light, the mystic of divine love. So this is beautiful. Like, I'm just getting a lot of energy from it, but I'm going to honor them by sharing who they are first. So Margaret Peretti, or Peret, I'm so sorry, goddess, if I'm mispronouncing your name, is the essence of divine love and the truth that all we are is love. Margaret was a French Beguine born in the mid 13th century. The Beguine movement was a spiritual revival among women in the late Middle Ages that emphasized an imitation of Christ's life. Ooh. And we started talking about that first, didn't we, baby? If you on the Water Her channel, you are God's beloved, okay? God is around you, with you, baby. You are truly in the light over here. I can reassure you. Water Her, we different, okay? These Beguines, or holy women, lived together in sorry, Usher was singing. I was like, stay focused. The Beguines, or holy women, lived together in a semi-monastic community. They were not nuns. They didn't take formal vows and could leave at any point, but they lived with shared spiritual intention. Margaret wrote a spiritual masterpiece titled The Mirror of Simple Souls. Whoa. Research. It reveals the spiritual process she went through to be transformed by divine love. In quotes, I am God, says love, for love is God, and God is love. And this soul is God by the condition of love. Ooh, let me run that one back. I am God, says love, for love is God, and God is love. And this soul is God by the condition of love. Maybe this was in the 13th century. Ooh, wee! Ooh, wee! That word was beautiful. By 1306, the Bishop of Cambrai deemed her work heretical and condemned it to be burned in Port's presence. Ooh, see how they do us women? Even so, it continued to circulate widely throughout the Middle Ages, and in some ecclesiastical, ooh, these words is pushing me out my limits. Ecclesiastical, something, sinners, it was embraced as an almost canonical piece of theology. Port was ordered to stop circulating her book and to recant her ideas of God as love, but she refused. I know that's right. Margaret was arrested as a relapsed heretic and a free spirit. Ooh, divine feminine, some of y'all resonate with this. Y'all know this is in you. Which included the belief that humans could achieve union with the divine. So Margaret was arrested as a relapsed heretic and a free spirit, which included the belief that humans could achieve union with the divine. Baby, yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we can connect with the divine through Christ, baby. Yes, that's true. The Catholic Church conducted an unprecedented trial to decide her fate. Like Joan of Arc. Oh my gosh, and we have Joan of Arc out here too. Oh, she's next. Like Joan of Arc, much of her life is recorded because of the transcripts of her lengthy trial. She maintained her truth that the soul has no other will but God's, and that when the soul is united with God's love, this state of union causes the soul to transcend the contradictions of this world. She suggested that we can be transformed by divine love into love itself, which is not separate from God, and that ultimately no outside source is needed in this transformation. It's between the soul and God alone. What did I say before I started reading this message? What was I saying? Stop listening to other people about the Word of God. The Word of God and you. It's about God and your soul discovering the truth. Mm, mm, See, this is in us, divine feminines. This is in us, but we taking a class today. We remembering. Margaret was burned at the stake in 1310. The Mirror of Simple Souls, which was her book, continued to gain in popularity but was distributed as an anonymous text until 1946. I'm about to go find this PDF real fast. When Romania Gourneri identified Latin manuscripts of the Mirror in the Vatican, Margaret's name returned to the text when it was published for the first time in 1965. That wasn't long ago. That it's I need this on my bookshelf ASAP. So when our soul selects this card, this is what it's telling us. There's nothing more powerful than remembering that we are love. And there's nothing and no one outside of us that is needed in order to realize this. It's between our experience of the divine and our own soul. We can let go of what we think we need to prove or who we think we need to be in order to receive love. Because remember that we are love. Then we can stand in that truth even through flames. Mm. Wow. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you for standing in your truth. Thank you for. She died for what she believed in. That is, yeah. I will do the same. I will do the same. And you too, divine feminine, man or woman, this energy is in us. But this is what they don't want us to know about our history, okay? Margaret is a courageous truth teller, just like you. And the truth of her experience is that love alone can free us, not the love another might give us, not the love of family or of friends. All of this is powerful and significant, but the true source of love for us is in the fact that we are a soul and that the soul is in union with the divine. There's nothing like the love of God. Truly, truly, there's nothing more fulfilling. There's nothing I yearn for more than to feel that connection to my soul. And this is what this love is about. The love of God, the love of purpose, the love of your soul. Understanding beyond all flesh, all material things, all relationships, that the most giving and loving and protecting and providing relationship there is God, that gave us this soul to experience divine love. The trees, like this universe. Oh my God, God gave us the whole world. Ain't no man can do that. Ain't no woman can do that. Now, do we want our relationships to reflect as much of the image of God's love? Absolutely. I don't accept nothing less. Okay, less. Okay, we adding a T to that today. But oh my gosh, she reminds us when we have forgotten that love is the essence of who we are and that true love is found within. Margaret says love has no beginning, no end, and no limit, and I am nothing except love. This is a time to own and to know this truth more fully. It is the most profound and radical act we can ever take, knowing the love we already are. You are already fulfilled. You are already everything. How can I feel the love that I am more deeply? That is the guidance for you to sit with. How can I feel the love that I am more deeply? Intention. Love is divine and I am nothing except love. Woo, baby. These are some powerful messages coming through today. And then we got Joanne of Arc, who is mentioned in her. So Joanne of Arc is the warrior of light. This is her story. Joanne of Arc represents the power that we all possess when we are aligned with our calling. She is a legendary heroine in France for her role in the Hundred Years' War. She was born in 1412 in Domremy, France, and at the age of 13, she had a vision that would change the course of her life. She relates years later in transcripts from her trial after being captured by the English that she would have preferred to stay in her hometown spinning wool. But the power of her vision had her belief in the truth of it compelled, and her belief in but the power of her vision and her belief in the truth of it and herself compelled her to follow the voice she heard within her. Ooh, I just talked about that in my last reading. Ooh. The vision was of the Archangel Michael. That's who we started praying with this lovely day. Okay. Archangel Michael, accompanied by many angels. You are never, ever alone, people. She said, I saw them with my bodily eyes as well as I am seeing you. And when they left, I wept. Oh my gosh. When you connect with the energy of angels, that is true. When I had an experience just a few weeks ago of seeing how God's will is what truly moves us, and I cannot give credit to myself, because if it was myself, my ego, then I would have been too scared. But when God's will takes over us and moves us, and this was my moment of realizing that everything I do is through God's will. Everything I am is through God's will. Everything I am is love, right? So it's like the things we do for love, the things we do because of love, the things we do for love, like that is God's will moving through us. The things we try to resist, the things we try to, overthink or overanalyze, like when we move and we do that without fear, that's God's will that's then able to take over us and use us and position us. And when I had this dream making me realize this, and then praying, I literally experienced seeing an angel next to me, and I saw this orb, and it just left me when I was praying, because I was praying for somebody at this moment too. And I just cried. Like, I just was like, first the dream made me emotional, and it makes me emotional thinking about it, because it's like, God, you have shown me like your will is above anything else in this world. Your will is over the fears we have. It's over the evil that is out there. It's over everything. Like, your will literally come in and save or position somebody to be in a situation where we are able to see the truth, or where we're able to see what's hidden. And oh my God, it's just overwhelmed me. It overwhelmed me that it's like when you connect with the divine in the purest way, where your soul is showing you something, and your physical, your mental is actually seeing it. It's like, oh my gosh, I can never sit here and think that I'm just a human ever again, because God will show you, like, baby, you are divine. You are one with the divine. Only if you open and allow this connection to be, though. Some of us be going to sleep, But hey, if you on the Water Her channel, you woke, okay? You right, and I don't like that word. You are aware. Anyways, whew. The Archangel Michael told her that she was meant to drive out the English from France. Dressed in men's armor, Joan of Arc led several campaigns against the English and became a symbol of hope. The power of her conviction that she was acting on God's behalf shifted the tenor of the war in France's favor. Dang, she disguised as a man leading campaigns in this war. Woo! Baby, we are in class today. Okay, this is so inspiring. The power of her conviction that she was acting on God's behalf shifted the tenor of the war in France's favor. To get the fucking English people out of there. Fuck out of here. She said. God said. She was captured in May of 1430 and taken to Rouen, which was then under English rule. A heresy trial led by Bishop Cachon charged her with the repeat offense of cross-dressing. Okay, because she was dressing as a man. She was doing a man's job, okay? But no man was doing it, okay? The Spirit of God, the Spirit of Christ took over her and showed that we have masculine and feminine energies in us. Period. She was condemned and sentenced to death in May of 1431. 25 years later, her mother, Isabel Rome, among others, demanded a retrial. 115 witnesses were called to testify on Joanne's defense. She was declared innocent in 1456. Took her 25 years, but she served her purpose, baby. She got out there and she got on that war field and she did her damn thing, okay? And they couldn't say shit about it. What else? And Pope Benedict 15 canonized her in May of 1920. Okay. So the message of this card is during Joanne of Arc's heresy trial, her interrogators asked her if she was in a state of grace. She answered, "If I am not, may God put me there. And if I am, may God so keep me." Ooh, these women be having some, her unfaltering faith in the truth of her own visions made the impossible possible. That's you, beloved. Having faith, unwavering faith in your vision. As a teenager, she led an army that changed the course of history for France. As a fucking teenager. Sorry, excuse my French. No pun intended, but dang! Whoa, y'all. Wow. What man in history ever? Okay, I don't even care. Don't even respond to that. Just, we talk about women, the feminists today, the women. Whew, as a teenager, she led an army that changed the course of history for France. And because of the trials, we have sworn testimony detailing the courage of her convictions and her own testimony about her visions of the Archangel Michael, who inspired the course of her actions. Act and God will act. Act and God will act, she said. The faith she had in her vision, act and God will act. Something told me to say it 3 times, so some of y'all really need to hear that. The faith she had in her vision allowed her to take on a task that had never been done before by a young woman. Her every action chanted, "I am not afraid, I was born to do this. I am not afraid, I was born to do this. I am not afraid, I was born to do this." These are some affirmations. Write this stuff down because this is the power of God. Okay? She's associated with the fleur de lis, known as the flower of light. It represents fleur de lis, something in French. Excuse my nas French language. Known as the flower of light, it represents the Trinity, the profound truth that the Trinity would not exist without Mary, and her brave response to the angel Gabriel's call. Joanne, like Mary, knows she is directly connected to the divine from within her, and she allows that connection to guide her. Just like you. Okay. Joanne of Arc's life is a testament to what is possible for us when we believe steadfastly in our own vision. She asks for us to move beyond our fear, to act on our truth, and to do this with the confidence of knowing that our every step is flanked with angels. Your meditation for this. What is the most powerful vision for my life? What is the most powerful vision for my life? What is that thing you know you want to do in your heart, but you're afraid to do it? Intention. I have a steel-like faith in myself. Steel, baby. Steel-like faith in myself. The angels armor me with conviction. Big. That's some BCE energy right there. Okay, baby. Woo, woo. Look, TikTok trying to get all up in this divine feminine energy. I know, because this is. You're gonna have to go subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's in my title, Water Her New Era. Go subscribe and you can tap in. And we got one more goddess here. The goddesses came to speak today through me, and I'm so grateful. Like, I feel so honored to, and I haven't used this deck. Like, I bought this deck years ago, and I really have not used it much, but it's such a profound and eye-opening messenger, and it teaches you so much about so many different female authorities through all over the world. And it's truly incredible through all times in history. Like, oh, we need to put the goddess back on the shelves. We need to put her back out here. We need to teach these folks about these these women. These women have more courage than a lot of these men. Okay? I'm looking for this last goddess. Okay, here she is. The goddess Parvati, the goddess of devotion. Who she is. Parvati embodies the divine strength of devotion. She is the mountain that love becomes when we devote ourselves to another and to our own soul. Parvati is the Hindu goddess of fertility, of love and devotion, and of divine strength and power. She is the gentle, nurturing aspect of Shakti, or feminine energy. She is part of the Shridevi, a trinity of powerful Hindu goddesses together with Lakshmi and Saraswati. Saraswati. Excuse me for my pronunciation if it's incorrect. Parvati's name means she of the mountain. Her icons and depictions date back to 400 BCE. She is Shiva's wife and holds his trident, and she is the mother of Ganesha, the Hindu god who removes all obstacles. Shiva lives with Parvati in her house on Mount Kailash. Their favorite pastime is discussing Hindu theology. Traditionally, in India, a woman goes to live with her husband's family, so this reversal reveals Parvati's priority and power. So her husband was living with her. Okay, big goddess energy. By living on Mount Kailash, Shiva becomes a part of Parvati's lineage. She is the bond that connects all human beings, a bond of love that helps our souls evolve. Wow, this is like divine mother energy. When our soul picks this card, it means what is soft, gentle, and nurturing like water can be far more powerful than what is inflexible and fierce. The energy of this mountain goddess is about the strength we can give and receive when we devote ourselves to the healthy bonds of love. Parvati is about the divine feminine potency of being a calm, benevolent presence, especially when something seems to threaten a deeply meaningful relationship. Transformation with this goddess calls for a softening. When a situation is hard, even painful, Parvati is suggesting that you allow your fist to unfold. Open and release what is clenched in fear or stress. Remember that your love is a mountain that cannot be moved, and that this bond between you is holy. No human hands or words can ever break it. So I'm feeling like some of you are married or have a spiritual union with either who your family, maybe this is the children you've had, but there's a spouse. Maybe the spouse has not came in your life yet, but you're feeling very protective over it, even before it even manifests. Maybe you feel like this has been under attack or something, but this is a message to you, um, to remind you that what has been brought together by God, through loving devotion, cannot be broken. So don't let your fear, don't let your stress drive you away from this soft grace that you have in your heart. Because it says, love is a mountain that cannot be moved. Remember, your love is a mountain that cannot be moved. Don't let shit move you, baby. Stand 10 toes down. And that this bond between you is holy. No human hands or words could ever break it. The answer, what's next or highest for you, can be found through the subtler act of simply abiding, not reacting, not running, not hiding. A deep reservoir of power can surge up from within us when we choose to remain present. Letting devotion inhabit us in moments when our ego has typically fled infuses us with the capacity to transform all of our relationships. Devotion is not attachment, it's letting go of the illusion that you and this lover, this friend, this child, or family member, this soul within you, can ever really be separate from you. Hmm. Devotion brings us home to the point and purpose of every relationship: love. Devotion brings us home to the point and purpose of every relationship: love. I read something today that said, I'd rather be in love than to be right. That right there, baby, there's no argument left. I'd rather be in love and know that we are in communion happily and soulfully and rejoicefully grateful for each other's life than to be arguing or at a difference or opposing each other to be right. I'd rather be in love than to be right. I love that. A love that can never leave and that, like a mountain, can never move. A love that evolves the soul. Your meditation guide for this is: what am I most devoted to in this moment? Look at your relationships. What are you devoted to? I'm looking at my daughter like I'm always devoted to her. Intention. I am a love that doesn't leave. When I commit to love, my soul evolves. So don't let ego make you run from love. Okay? Woo! Those are some powerful messages. I'm like, we have 444 that's showing up today and 555. And let's see what else. We're going to pull some Isis Oracle to see what other feminine healing messages we have for the collective. Okay, divine feminine. What's going on? And remember, whether you're a man or a woman, whoever you are, you have feminine energy in you. This stuff all applies to each of us. Truth is unveiled. The revelation of Isis. So yeah, know that whatever you are seeking or asking God to give you clarity around, that truth will be unveiled. There are things that are about to begin to open up to you. And also, I'm seeing you stepping more into your truth, into your authenticity, embracing something that reflects you more fully. Okay, this is you being unveiled as well for some of you. The Temple of Black Obsidian, the Dark Healing Chamber. Some of you need to work with this Black Obsidian crystal to have it, take away or banish any negative, harmful, low vibrational energies and frequencies. It's time to really open this heart space so you can connect with this courage and belief in yourself and your visions. It's time to let go. It's time to really do some deep healing, through embracing your heart's vision, through devoting yourself to love, okay, over fear. Soul retrieval. This is extremely positive for me to see deep soul healing with the goddess. So yeah, some of you guys have been going through this dark healing chamber. You guys have been remembering that you are love in spite of everything, that your devotion to your soul, to your family, to the things that are bonded to you through love, not hate, not fear, not resentment, not poverty, not anything, like the things that you are bonded to through love. And that you've been, constantly striving, like you've been protecting, you've been around, you've been honoring, you've been learning and evolving through these relationships, through these connections, through this relationship to God, the divine. There is a retrieval happening. So whatever part of yourself that you at some point grew away from or detached from as a child, as a teenager, maybe even as an adult, understand that there's a part of your soul that is being restored at this time. Or this is something that, if you're not sure what's going on in this alchemical transformative process, book a personal private reading with me and we can definitely talk about this shadow work and soul retrieval. I do have experience and knowledge to help you with that. But Portal of Light is here too. And Portal of Light is definitely speaking of, you are ascending, you're preparing to step up into a new position of authority. I feel called to look at a message here. So, truth unveiled. There are times when appearances of people, places, and things are truly deceptive. You will sense that when something feels uncomfortable within you, when you notice feelings of anxiety or doubt within you. Okay, that's when you know something ain't being truthful. You may think there is something wrong with you, but actually you are intuitively sensing that all is not as it appears to be. It is wise to trust your inner feeling rather than being convinced by outward appearance. There's a situation in your life, especially involving relationships, where something is not as it is being made out to be. To avoid undue suffering later on, Isis guides you to truth and revelation now. So that is for some of you, but others of you, I feel like you are the truth that's being revealed. I feel like some of you have been living not really as your authentic self. So you are about to be revealed. You are revealing something within yourself that is a gift, that is a power, that is a part of your divine purpose and mission on earth that might really shock people because people never knew this about you. We also have this Temple of Black Obsidian. Beloved initiate, the most challenging task is not to confront an external enemy, but to take courage in both hands and journey within. To take courage in both hands and journey within. To meet our own dark self and begin the healing task of bringing love, acceptance, and light to it. So yeah, that's that shadow work. That is the sacred purpose of an enemy, within or without, to bring us more deeply into our own being as we seek to find and heal the darkness within. So yes, if you're not familiar with shadow work, book a private reading with me. I do have shadow work sessions. But for some of you, you guys have already been doing this shadow work. You've already been learning how to love, embrace, and accept yourself as you are and become and come into a fuller expression of self. And this is why something is about to be revealed about you to others that maybe you hid or maybe you didn't feel would be accepted or rejected by other people. But that time is over. You are moving into this portal of light where you are stepping into a really beautiful power within yourself. And then I have to be curious about soul retrieval here. And this message confirms that Isis, the healing goddess, now offers you spiritual restoration and deep soul healing through the art of soul retrieval, reclaiming pieces of you lost through trauma, old and new. Some you enjoy Soon you will enjoy great wellness, energy, and power, as well as the opening of gifts and soul abilities you did not know you had. So yeah, you're about to see yourself in a new light, this portal of light here to confirm you are ascending, you are moving upward, you are opening and activating gifts and abilities and dreams and desires that you're meant to have, you're meant to come into connection with. 5255, so 5255 I just caught. So there's a lot of positive shifts and changing happening, or you have completed some cycles here where you are now preparing to start some new cycles. And this is amazing. Congratulations. Lastly, Portal of Light says, it is only the physical reality that is bound by time and space. You are a being conscious on levels beyond the physical world. You're guided to work with your healing powers beyond the confines of time and space and to allow your sense of self to expand as it is. So, okay, it is safe for you to do this now. You will not become ungrounded through such spiritual growth. You are not leaving your earthly awareness. You are instead adding to it. Yeah, we ain't woke, we aware, we highly aware, and you're growing in awareness. And this is a very exciting time. Congratulations for all this beautiful growth, this courageousness, this trusting in God's will, listening to your inner voice, all of that beauty you are, all of the love that you are. Thank you for sharing it. Thank you for letting us witness your greatness. Thank you for adding to the collective of us out here, definitely pushing this purpose, this mission to uplift humanity as a whole with our light and our abilities and to encourage authenticity in our communities. Thank you, Divine Feminines. I love you. Peace.